Yo, welcome to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wally. We got a big show today. We doing a Bulls post-trade deadline report. And to help us out with this, we got my man Bird here with us. We got my man James in the building. We got to talk about the Chicago Bulls. Let's get into it. 28 teams made trades last through the trade deadline. Guess who the two teams that didn't make a trade?
Cleveland.
The Cleveland Cavaliers, and who was the other team? Our own Chicago Bulls. The Bulls right now, what are they, like 24 and 27? They
10th.
They're like 10th. They're fighting. They get on a 5-game win streak. They get in the playoff push, but the team is struggling. They can't beat the Orlando Magic. They can't beat the Charlotte Hornets. They can't beat OKC. They can't beat the Detroit Pistons.
Well, they beat Milwaukee and they beat Philly.
Yeah, and they beat Boston twice.
Right.
But they can't beat these teams. So obviously that's a sign of inconsistency. So James, let me start with you. How surprised are you that the Bulls did not make a trade at the deadline?
I'll say I'm very surprised. I was looking forward to them making a trade for somebody where we all got to research who the hell this person is, where they come from, where he been the last 5 years. Right. I was looking forward to something like that. At least looking forward to filling that point guard position that's a big void for us. High energy player, that's a big void for us. The Patrick Williams project is a big fail for us. The Vucevic thing, we don't know if he's going to return. We might lose him for nothing. So it's kind of, to me, the position that the team is in, we going nowhere fast. So it seemed like we needed a big shakeup or a small shakeup just to show us, to show the fans, at least show the players. Like, we serious about this shit. Y'all either put up or get out. Like, they're not showing the players. The players, the job is secure no matter what they do. They showing the fans, we don't really care as long as y'all come. They're not really showing any like motivation or any type of will to do anything. We don't know what they're gonna do. We don't know what they're doing. We don't know what the coaching is doing. So to see nothing, absolutely nothing happen at all, to not even a pickup of, like I say, somebody where we gotta call everybody, hey, who is this person? Who is that person? They didn't even do that. At least do something. But, you know, it's just a big disappointment, man. That's all I can say about it.
Yeah, this just seems like the same old story. We complained about Garpax, and now it looks like the same story.
Doesn't matter who's sitting up there in the suites, they gonna do the same shit. So,
absolutely. Burrow, how surprised were you the Bulls didn't make a trade at the deadline after seeing the season they going through right now?
I wasn't surprised at all, actually, because I don't think they really had no moves that was gonna make the team better.
Okay.
The players, being with the production that we was getting from the players, our so-called best player, Zach LaVine, doing all that damn whining and inconsistency and making $215 million. It's kind of hard to unload his, to get equal value. So they would have ended up getting one of them dumbass 5 second-round pick trades.
They throwing them around like that,
or something like that. So I was surprised that they didn't dangle Zach LaVine, since he want to have his own team so bad, to teams like OKC or something, to see if we can get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or something like that, or something along them lines, or get a young player who ain't had a chance to be in a winning situation, see what he do, since Zach got a problem with it, and so, at least he got a problem with trying to make it happen, because I don't know what his problem is, like just who, but I wasn't surprised, because it really, like, whoever you trade, you really not going to get nothing much better necessarily. It'll be a gamble, so it was like, I guess they just stood pat and was like, I guess we'll just see what we, but I don't think they was getting much reaction from anything they put out there anyway. Nothing good anyway, so I'm not surprised.
Absolutely, man. I guess if you're gonna make a trade, it's got to be worth. You can't just make a trade just to make a trade. You got to get a good return. Adi, was you surprised that the Bulls didn't make a trade, or did you think they should have made a trade?
No, I'm not surprised. Minnesota traded D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Vanderbilt, and they ended up with Mike Conley from Utah. Okay, and so 3-team trade. The Lakers.
I don't know what Minnesota be doing. They the one that started the trade. They started that Rudy Gobert giving all them draft picks. They kicked all this stuff.
And Spider Mitchell in the offseason. So they just can't. They the opposite of the Bulls. They can't stop trading. But they they did all that, and they got Mike Conley. He's due $22 million this year, $24 million next year. And when you look at the NBA, that to me, that was the only guy that could have helped the Bulls this season. Okay. When I was looking at it, and the price to get him was too high. The Bulls couldn't pay it. And over the last decade, I'm rarely seeing any success with this whole tanking strategy. People want the Bulls to tank. I don't really see it working. The Philadelphia 76ers back in 2012, 2013, they traded Andre Iguodala and Drew Holiday to start the tank process, and they still haven't made it to the Eastern Conference Finals since Allen Iverson and the boys did it in 2001. Right. Okay, and luckily for Philly, the Brooklyn Nets was silly enough to trade for Ben Simmons. I cannot believe they did.
Yeah,
and so
that's an all-time failure. Brooklyn Nets. Oh my God, that's just every fail at every level. That's such a failure right now.
Yeah, everything they did was dumb. I mean, since the Jason Kidd trade, that was a great trade for Jason Kidd. But since then, I don't know what they've been.
Remember, they accepted Paul Pierce and all them dudes, and they was old as hell. They did that shit.
What was worse? Hold on, which one was worse? Was that one worse or this big three with Harden?
Paul Pierce, Kevin Durant,
and the Jet, Jason the Jet.
Kevin Garnett and Jason.
They had Joe Johnson too.
And Joe,
and they got Darren Williams.
They did all that shit, and one of them ended up being Tatum for Boston, right?
Boston got like 3 first round picks. Yeah, that's why Boston is good today.
Yeah.
I think that was worse, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But if you look at the NBA, the New York Knicks, they got Jalen Brunson from the Mavericks. Milwaukee Bucks got Drew Holiday a couple years ago from the Pelicans. Malcolm Brogdon. He's with the Boston Celtics trade with the Pacers to get him. Yeah. Darius Garland with the Cleveland Cavaliers, they point guard, all-star point guard. All these teams got a point guard. The Bulls when they had their true point guard last year, they was the #1 team in the Eastern Conference, and I feel like A.K. Connor-Chovas is going to stick with these guys until somehow, some way, the Bulls finally get their point guard, a true point guard on the squad.
Yeah, the Bulls. I was hoping they trade for a point guard because obviously it's just so inconsistent and at the point guard position. Zach LaVine is not a good ball handler at all. He turns the ball over a lot. DeRozan DeRozan, when he gets the ball, it just sticks. So the reason why the Bulls would play so well with Lonzo, because Lonzo got everybody the ball in the right position, and not only that, he also played defense on the other end. He guarded the best players on the other team, and he shot 40% from three. But without that, I look at this year's team and I'm looking at Vooch. Vooch is killing, but they don't pass him the ball. No. They don't give him the ball. So I think that's all ties into the point guard. I'm with Bird though. I'm not surprised because you don't just make a move just to make a move. Emotionally, when I see they ain't making a move, I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Why ain't they making a move? But when you sit back and think like, okay, it really wasn't. I don't know if it was really a move. I heard talks with LaVine going to the Knicks. I'm like, well, that's what I'm saying. If Jalen Brunson ain't a part of that deal, I ain't even talking to you.
Right.
If Jalen Brunson ain't coming in return, don't even talk to me. Right. There's no LaVine. Unless I need Brunson and somebody, but Brunson is the main piece. Right. If we go get somebody.
Not R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, not R.J. Barrett who only got one hand. No, I'm not doing that. So, it sucks they ain't trade for nobody, but maybe you got the buyout coming, so maybe they get some players then and there, and then maybe when the offseason come, they'll start to make some more moves. But
maybe we find out what's up with Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if he's ever going to play. So, Bird, so we talking about the Bulls right now and watching the Bulls this season. You can take this back to last year when Lonzo got hurt and see how the Bulls have played ever since. What is frustrating the most about watching the Bulls right now?
The lack of adjustment to losing the Lonzo Ball. It seems like you got a professional team. You seem like you would realize that the one thing that's missing. Alonzo Ball is a great player, but it wasn't that he was so amazing that you can't do what he was doing. What he was doing was moving the ball. The ball was moving. It wasn't. It is simple, but right now, like without him, it's like without him controlling that pace. And giving the ball to LaVine and DeRozan and them
at they spots
and in the right time. And it's like I like Ayo, but Ayo is young and he's going to defer to them guys more so than anything. Ayo would pass up a good shot and pass. He'll overpass sometimes trying to. So he's trying to learn how to be Alonzo Ball, so to speak, but. I think it all go back to coaching though, and the lack of adjustments in coaching.
Yeah,
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
You know, we got a coach who literally always had a player that, who just go out there in the gun, shit, pretty much, and gun him to a couple wins and shit. He coached Russell Westbrook, now he got Zach LaVine, and so it's like he comfortable with that, and so he don't make no real adjustments to me. So I think that's one of the most disappointing things. And I like Vooch, but I kind of was hoping they would have traded Vooch for like Miles Turner or something. I think Miles would be a better fit for the Bulls, you know what I'm saying, as far as his energy defensively. Vooch is too damn lazy. He cool and he get boards, but he just, you know, I don't know, you know what I'm saying. I just think he'll fit better on the Pacers, and Miles will fit better on the Bulls.
Halliburton would feed Vooch.
Yeah,
Tyrese Halliburton would feed Vooch.
That's what Vooch meant. Any big man.
Yeah.
Like if you feed the big man, that's when you get the best out of the big man.
He's a scorer, so you want to score. So
I'll tell you a stat about Vooch. This is the lowest amount of field goal attempts per game in the last 7 years for Vooch, but he's still averaging 18 points a game.
He's averaging more, right?
Yeah, but he's still averaging 18 points a game, and he's shooting a career high 52% from the field. Okay, so he needs more touches. All right, you know, and
I mean, when they get him the ball, they usually win.
Yeah, 43 points against the.
You would think your coach would recognize that should be the game plan.
Work inside out.
Billy Donovan.
He didn't coach KD. He only coached Westbrook.
No, he coached
KD. He was the one that was the coach when they was down up 3-1 up Golden State.
So he left Florida and went straight to OKC, then to the Bulls.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he really hasn't had a lot of NBA personnel experience per se, other than Westbrook and Durant, some people that's gonna go out and get it. So he's terrible for us, man. I'm sorry, he's not.
That 1 year when he had CP3.
That was a good.
And they made it to the playoffs.
But he had CP3, as I'm saying, he always has to have that superior superstar.
I think every coach needs that, though.
But in his position, it seemed like he needed more experience with dealing with personnel outside of always having a superstar only on your first two experiences coaching. Like, that makes any sense.
So what frustrates you then, James? What's besides the coaching? You just said that, you know.
And no ambition out there. Like the guys, it don't seem like they're ready for the game. They have a big lead, then they get like a days go out there, then they fall back and they lose the lead. It just I don't see a lot of fire when I watch them play. Like Bird said, as far as Lonzo was missing, okay, but it's been a year and some months now since Lonzo went. He went down last December.
Right.
So you mean to tell me from last December throughout the summer and throughout this year, you have not been able to, with your group of guys, to be able to fill that void with your multiple guards? So we got a lot of guards. It's not like we don't have guards.
Right.
So to me, that lies on the coaching, lies on the management to get on the coach. You get this guy an extension in the middle of a horrible season that we're having.
Right.
Sent the wrong signal, because the coach is not going to feel motivated to put no fire under anybody. If my team is playing bad, I just got an extension.
Right.
Why would I try to, hey, we're doing good, fellas. No need to adjust anything. No need to change anything.
Right.
So I think management sent the wrong idea to Billy by giving him a 2-year extension in November or December, whenever that happened. Like, we was not in a position to be doing that for him. So I think that sent the bad vibe to the team.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the funny thing is the Bulls are still with all these trades that went down. You know, Brooklyn getting rid of their whole crew.
Yeah.
The East ain't really that good no more.
Right.
So the Bulls could move up, but what's frustrating about the Bulls right now?
Well, you know what? The Bulls 2023 NBA draft situation. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So in that Vooch trade with Orlando, not only did we lose our 2021 first round pick, which ended up being the number 8 overall pick from Michigan, the Wolverine, Franz Wagner. The guy is averaging 19 points a game.
He's nice. He got game.
Also, you have Wendell Carter Jr. He's averaging 15
Bulls
points,
killer.
8 rebounds a game with Orlando Magic. And also, we don't have a draft pick this year because of that trade. Our first round pick belongs to the Orlando Magic, and it's top 4 protected, but the chances of the Bulls getting in the top 4 is totally slim to none. So this good is gone, okay?
Yep.
And then another trade, the Lauri marketing trade. The Lauri marketing trade, and since no one else is going to do it, I'm going to pat myself on the back. I was pounding the table for the Bulls to keep Lauri marketing. I said, you should keep him. This guy has potential. He's good. He's going to get better. They should keep Lauri marketing.
I think he asked to get out of here, though.
I don't know, man.
Well, you know, the Bulls, to be fair, Who was the coach? What's the coach name before Billy Donovan?
It was Jim Boylan, but
Jim Boylan completely gave up on marketing. Boylan did not like marketing at all. He pretty much ruined marketing. Now you ask me, wouldn't play him, nothing. And I think so him staying here, I don't think.
But Billy Donovan was the coach when they traded him though.
Nah, but he didn't play a game for us because that summer when we got Billy Donovan, he demanded to get out of here because of Boylan.
But he never played under.
No, he played under Boylan.
He played under.
Excuse me.
He played under Billy Donovan.
Yeah, he played one season under guy. But I think he was just ruined by Chicago. The whole experience of playing under Boylan just really, because Boylan just didn't play him in the fourth quarter. You know, every time he made a mistake, he was pulling them. So
he's better than Patrick Williams. All right,
Patrick Williams. He's not having that bad of a season, low key. He's shooting over 40% from three.
I think that you keep him, but I would rather have
1-3 a game.
No, he's shooting. He ain't shooting that bad.
I'd rather he's not shooting bad. I'd rather have Laurie marketing than Patrick.
I mean, of course, yeah, I would.
But now that trade, that affects the 2023 draft. Okay, it's a 3-team trade. Cleveland and the Blazers.
Yeah.
The Bulls got Derrick Jones Jr. in the trade. He's averaging 5 points a game.
We all kill it. No.
We also got in that trade from the Blazers their first round pick in 2023, but it's lottery protected, meaning that we only get the pick if the Blazers make the playoffs. And they're the number 10 seed in the West. It's not looking like they're going to make the playoffs. We don't have a first round pick in 2020.
Well, you never know because they getting that playing with Dame Lillard. That
could. So we are Blazers fans. We got to root for the Blazers to make the playoffs. We get a first round pick.
Yeah.
But if not, we don't have a first round pick in 2023. And then you look at free agency. It's going to be hard to sign the big time point guard because Lonzo Ball makes $20 million a year. Maybe you can bring in Reggie Jackson this offseason to hold it down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what frustrates me, the fact that our NBA draft situation.
Well, I'm looking at AK, and this is what I think he's thinking. If it just keeps going bad like we think it's going to go this season, it may change. They gonna get first round picks because guess what? They probably because DeRozan is last year. He's gonna be on his last year of his deal. They might trade DeRozan.
You talking about this offseason?
Yeah, this offseason. Because DeRozan next year is his last year on his deal. He only signed a 3-year deal, right?
He did. Next year's the last year, but I don't think they would trade him this offseason because I think they're gonna try to wait for Alonzo to see what he gonna do.
Man, look, man, I don't know. You can't wait on that and do. If somebody offer you a deal good enough, you gotta take it. Don't get me wrong, DeRozan be killing, but it is not working. I don't know if it's gonna work here. So if the Bulls don't make the playoffs, then what are you gonna keep DeRozan for?
That's true.
You keeping DeRozan because you thinking what AK's thing is like. All we need is a point guard. All we need is Lonzo to get healthy or get a point guard in here and we'll be straight. It was number 1 in the East when they had Lonzo Ball. So that's what he's thinking. It's like, I got to get a point guard and somehow, some way get a point guard. Maybe Lonzo get healthy. If Lonzo to get healthy, then maybe the Blazers will make the playoffs and we get their first round pick and we can get the boy from Kentucky, Kaysar Wallace, you know what I'm saying, to play point guard for us or something. Maybe Terry, the rookie, maybe he can play some point guard.
They ain't even try.
They don't try him.
I mean, he can't be too much worse than what they've been playing at point guard.
It just seems like year after year we stuck with doing these math formulas of what the Bulls could, should, might do, and it's just getting like, damn, dog.
I'll tell you who's frustrating me though. Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is a hell of a player. So this is not a knock that say Zach LaVine ain't good. He's a very skilled, he's a very talented player. But I'm with Bird on this. It seems like he's trying to overdo because DeRozan came last year. This is supposed to be Zach's team. DeRozan came last year and pretty much took over the team.
I got some in the tank.
Yeah. And then I'm watching when DeRozan don't play, and I'm watching Zach LaVine in the fourth quarter. It's awful. He takes the worst shots. He tried to,
That's why DeRozan do what he do.
Yeah, he can't. Zach LaVine can't close.
Nah.
He can't close. And he's a max player. And he can't close. He don't make good decisions down the stretch. He take terrible shots. He's a bad decision.
He'll hit a shot, but he'll take more bad shots.
Even if he make a shot, it's an awful shot. It just goes in.
So the guy hit 11 threes in the game, right?
Yeah.
80% shooting. The next game, we needed a 3 to tie the game. And he decides to take a 2-pointer after you just made 11 threes. Like, it's things like that.
That's one of the dumbest plays.
Like, how could you even justify that when you just shot 11 threes for 80% just the game before?
And I don't like him when he's in a big time matchup.
No.
I hate him in the big time. I watched them play the Phoenix Suns, and I watched Devin Booker go for 51 on him. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying he got to have 51 back, but you need to have about 35, 40 your damn self.
Yeah. Fight back.
Yeah, and then I watched them play the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I watched Donovan Mitchell score 71 points.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
And how many he had? Like 20. Like, you kidding me? That's your matchup.
Yeah.
That's you. What are you doing? You got to make him, what are you doing? You a max player. You got to be able to, I'm not saying you got to score 71 win them, but you got to somewhat match that.
Show that.
Yeah, that's what max players do. We talked about it off camera. Yeah, we talked about Kyrie Irving and how they had headache and Kevin Durant. But guess what?
They show up.
If it's money time, they're going to be there. They're not going to let no one score 71 points on them without no rebuttal.
He played horse from the free throw line on us. Like, he threw it off the back.
I just feel like if Zach LaVine, he got to play. Like, he got to be better. He got to make smarter decisions. And he can't worry about if DeRozan getting all the shots, because that's what it seems like it's going through his head. That DeRozan is actually the man, even though he's the max player. So I don't know what's going through. And DeRozan is a little annoying too, because he holds the ball so much. He does about 700 million pump fakes.
He's suffering from the lack of point guard as well.
Yeah.
Everybody's suffering from it, but when he got the ball, he got to go between his legs 9 times, pump fake 12 more times. But when he got that point guard out there, the point guard hitting him right and he gets the ball, he can shoot.
And then they don't get the ball to Vooch enough. It's just. But that's all come down to point guard play. But I'm with Bird and James. Y'all said it perfectly. How long are we gonna hold on to that excuse? You got 3 players, 3 all-star players. Think about it. The Bulls have 3 all-star players. You got a player, DeRozan scored over 20,000 points. Vooch in Orlando was getting you.
I'm pretty confident.
24 and 12.
A better coach would have the Bulls looking so much better.
I think I'm with you on the Donovan, because I don't see adjustments. It's just like even last year when they just kept. I'm like, are you gonna do anything different? But then I look at the team, I'm like, how good are the players off the bench? Like,
I think I was hoping they would fire, but like James said, they signed to an extension. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind bringing in.
Mark Jackson would do a better job.
Udoka. He made, what's his name? The man from the
Neil Owens was that motherfucker. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Bring him over.
Well, we'll see, man. I don't know, but the Bulls have. It's so frustrating to watch them. Talk to me for a minute, Bird. We talked about all the Bulls. What's going on with them. But they still have a chance to make the playoffs. And you see all the changes that's happened in the East. A lot of trades that kind of open the door for the Bulls slightly. Now, if they're going to take advantage, that's another thing. Do the Bulls make the playoffs this season?
Nah, I'm going to say resoundingly probably.
Okay.
They got a chance. They obviously got to run off about 5-6 game winning streak. Hope a team drop a few in that, So but with the records and how it go, it's possible. But I would to say if they did, it'd be for nothing. Like they made the playoffs, and then for what? Like they gonna lose because they don't make adjustments. They don't really play with no fire and all that. So it'll be a moral victory, I guess, to make the playoffs. But I think. And I don't want it to happen, but this group probably don't need to make the playoffs, and management probably need a torch lit to their ass. Like, okay, we probably need to actually think of how we gonna make some adjustments, because maybe this shit ain't gonna work. So, they might make it, and I hope they make it, but I don't think it's gonna mean much.
No, not at all.
Adi, the Bulls gonna make the playoffs this year? You think they got a shot?
Well, you got Boston, Milwaukee, 76ers, Cleveland, Miami. Number 6, I got the New York Knicks. I think that's going to be the top 6 teams in the playoffs. Then that would leave Atlanta Hawks, Toronto.
Count Brooklyn.
I'm not counting them out.
Cam Thomas scored for LeBron's scoring record.
Cam back-to-back 40-point games.
Yeah, he scored like 131 points in 3 games. They say he scored in 3 games. He scored more points than Ben Simmons scored in 21 games.
Damn.
But they got Speedy Claxton, number 2 in NBA and blocks.
Nick Claxton, you mean, not Speedy Claxton. Nick Claxton.
Nick Claxton.
I know that's Timothy. Yeah. He was decent though with the Spurs.
Maybe that's his son. I don't know. Seth Curry.
Yeah.
I like the Nets. I think they're going to be scrappy team. And then, but the Toronto Raptors. the Indiana.
The Raptors
Pacers.
ain't been they've been a kind of a disappointment this season too.
They have, but they're right behind the Bulls, you know, and they're playing in that playing tournament. And so, and then the Raptors, they just traded. They needed the big man. They needed a center. They had Jakob Poeltl from the Spurs. They traded a first round pick, 2 second round picks to bring him back to the team that drafted him.
No one cares about draft picks.
They traded a lot to get Jakob Poeltl, 12 points, 9 rebounds a game. But for the 7th seed, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Trae Young and DeJounte Murray and Atlanta Hawks to get that number 7 seed.
Yeah.
And for the 8th seed, I'm going with the Chicago Bulls.
Okay, so they'll be in the play-in.
I think the Bulls gonna be in the play-in. I think they're gonna
play Boston. Huh?
Yeah, I think they're gonna go be the 8th seed, and you know. Despite the Bulls being the 2nd worst team in the NBA at second chance points, 3rd worst team in offensive rebounds per game, which is why it's perplexing to me that Andre Drummond only averages 13 minutes a game. He averages 6 rebounds in 13 minutes.
But you seen Drummond play?
I like him.
Did you see that Euro step airball he did the other day? That shit was funny as hell. I mean, it was funny though.
Yeah, he had his bloopers.
He's terrible.
He be on Shaq. He's a regular on Shaq than a fool.
He'll produce more than Patrick Williams with his minutes.
That's true.
I don't know.
We need rebounds.
Dude, Patrick Williams, we can do what Patrick Williams is doing, dog.
Patrick Williams at the end of the day, but he played Boston first round. He got to guard Tatum. Can't nobody else do it.
We need second chance points. When Levine takes some horrible shots, we need somebody to grab the rebound and give us a second chance point. Drummond can do that.
He can. I'm with you.
But
Williams should be doing it.
He should,
but Drummond's 7 foot, right?
Yeah, he's 7 foot tall.
6'9", 6'10". He ain't. I don't think he quite. I don't know if he quite 7.
Okay.
But I mean 6'10". I mean that's 7 feet.
He's a rebound machine.
He is. They definitely need to use him more.
But I got the Bulls making it as an 8th seed and then trying not to get swept by Boston or Milwaukee in the first.
They match up good with Boston. Hey, they beat Boston 2 out of 3 times so far this year.
Yeah.
They did, surprisingly so. But
they match up with Boston. For some reason, they play good against Boston.
But Boston will remember that if they meet in the playoffs.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I hope we are playing Boston instead of Milwaukee in the first round. 'Cause last year we played Milwaukee and, you know, we beat them once. But, yeah, hopefully it's Boston Bulls in the playoffs.
Yeah, Milwaukee too big. James, are the Bulls gonna make the playoffs this year?
Unfortunately, I believe they will. Although I'd rather them not, because like Bird said, the lighting the fire under the management is a big deal. I think it needs to happen. They'll make it for no reason. There's no adjustments, no fight, no ambition. It's like we just repeating this same cycle year after year. We'll make the playoffs, lose the first round. When last time they been to the second round?
That was when they lost 7 when LeBron hit the
Cleveland,
3 and corner. That was 2015 playoffs.
15.
When we had Gasol and Jimmy Butler.
I still believe they cheated us in that series. That was our series. We was finna go up 3-1.
Yeah,
they didn't call the technical foul on David Black. They gave LeBron extra time.
That shot from the corner.
Yeah, they gave him extra time. It was only like 0.4
So we was up 2-1.
They gave him extra second. We was finna go up 3-1. Rose tied the game. David Black was trying to call timeout like 100 times with no
so we haven't been
timeouts.
to the second round. We haven't been to the second round in 8 years then.
It's been that long.
Yes, because 8 years.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's like they probably will, but I really hope they don't, because it's gonna be the same thing repeating, and they gonna feel like we're gonna fill the stands, more ticket sales.
Yep.
Management gonna feel that they wanted, they get that accomplishment. Their accomplishment is play in or playoff, a game or two, whatever that is, because they make their money, so that's their take on it. But us being from the 90s, being from competitive basketball, wanting the team to progress. The team should progress every year. One year you should make it to the first round, next year you should be gearing for the second round, gearing for the third, and so on and so forth. I don't see that with this Bulls regime at all. Like, all I see is us doing the same thing. First round exit, bad draft picks, no free agents, bad trades or no trades, first round exit. I'm seeing the same thing that's not moving us up. Like, back in the day, we'd get to the playoffs, lose to the Pistons, let's get ready to beat the Pistons. Get ready to do that. We do that, move to the next, let's get ready to beat them. We don't see nothing in the future to say they're getting ready to do anything in the damn East. Nothing. So it's kind of like, what are we really watching this for? What are we doing? What we got going on? What are they doing? Like,
they waiting for Lonzo to heal up.
And that's just crazy.
That's not because we don't know. Lonzo could be messed up for real.
He could be.
Dude, we thought Brandon Roy was gonna heal up.
Right.
We all felt Grant Hill was gonna heal up. Nobody could have told us that Penny Hardaway would never play again like he did. We don't know what the hell's gonna happen with this guy, and it seems like he's going down that path, because we seen great players all of a sudden, because of a knee, they are no longer playing.
I agree.
So they got to
crazy
prepare for him not to be.
We got to because
You got to.
You couldn't tell nobody at Penny and Grant Hill was never gonna come back. You're like, what? Nah, they just having a surgery. They'll be back. You know.
You got to act as if Lonzo's not coming back. You got to improve the team. How you got to improve the team. You have to do what you got to do.
This offseason.
Yeah. So I think the Bulls. I think they'll be in the play-in. I don't know what's gonna happen in the play-in. They can win the play-in game just because one thing I will say, they got DeMar DeRozan and he can close the team out. He in a big time prime time game, like to win to make the playoffs, he can do that. That's one thing I will.
Maybe something happens to Billy Donovan. Unfortunately, he gets thrown out the game and Maurice Cheeks get the run the show. Who knows what Mo Cheeks can? Mo Cheeks, Chicago man, point guard man, played the game. I just think they silenced Mo Cheeks on that side. I just refuse to believe Mo Cheeks is not more of a vocal person being on that sideline, knowing his background. I just don't see how that's happening, man. I think they really not paying him no.
But I gotta be fair. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I just gotta be fair about the situation. Like Billy Donovan, I'm not a Billy Donovan fan either. But I'm looking like who he's gonna put in the game. Like I'm looking at his bench. Like okay,
it's how they play. It's how they
like,
play.
They gonna put it like.
I think the Bulls' biggest problem is, at the end of the day, our best player, quote unquote, ain't really better than our second best. Like, he's not better than Zach. I mean, DeRozan.
They maxed out
not better than DeRozan.
They should have maxed out DeRozan.
Still not a better player than DeRozan.
He's just younger than him.
That's
He's like 5 years younger. That's why.
But he's still not a better player.
He's not.
But he's not upset because he feel like I need to be getting that kind of treatment and respect around here. Like, this is my team. But when you're not better than the person that you want to be secondary than you, it's kind of like, I think that little mental hang up is like what we looking at, and that's so frustrating. Like, what the fuck going on? I think Zach LaVine dealing with that. In his mind, not really coming to terms, like, I'm really not better than this one.
Zach LaVine has never won a playoff series in his career. He made the playoffs for the first time in his career last year. DeRozan has history with Toronto battling LeBron, winning playoff series.
He's just clearly not better than this.
Zach should want to learn. He should want to learn.
And then the fact that DeRozan came here and played the best that he's ever played in his career. That didn't help Zach. That's why I said I would have looked to trade LaVine, because you're gonna get more because of his youth and all of that.
Yeah.
And if you bring the right player and got DeRozan ready to win, LaVine ready to make a name for himself.
I'm so jaded with Bulls trades, man. Jimmy Butler, Laurie Marketing, you know, it just.
Our last good trade was Will Purdue for Dennis Rodman.
Whenever we trade somebody, it doesn't work.
You know what? We did trade Thaddeus Johnson for DeRozan. That was sold. I don't know what Thad Johnson is. He in the league still?
Yeah, he played for Toronto Raptors.
Yeah. Okay, but we still won that trade magnificently. Like,
I mean, Zach LaVine, he got talent. So this is not a show to try to
number one. No.
This ain't a show to try to knock LaVine.
They just maxed the wrong guy.
We just expect more. Like, listen, we should. Like, when you sign that max contract deal, this what comes with the territory. I think this what comes with it.
For them to get that number one, they gonna have to part ways with him somehow and get the best that they can get back for him. But he got the number one money, so the number one. I don't know how we supposed to get that guy if Zach LaVine's still there thinking the way he thinking and making the money he making. So
I think AK gonna live and die with this squad. He going down with the ship. He's sticking with these guys, and he gonna stick with these guys until the wheels fall off.
Well, I don't think so. I think if they don't make the playoffs, it's gonna be some people getting traded. I think
the control bar is broke. So I think it's only a matter of time for that wheel pop the fuck off.
Vooch contract in what? After next year?
After this season.
No,
he's a free agent.
So
AK said he's trying to bring him back. He really wants to bring back Vooch.
Vooch?
He wants to bring him back.
I wouldn't mind bringing Vooch because you look at the centers of running.
Unrestricted.
I look at the
if we lose Vooch for nothing, man, it's all shit up.
That's why they should have traded him.
Yeah, if we lose Vooch for nothing, this really
Vooch
bad.
might come back though.
Yeah, he said he's working on signing him.
No, I think he might.
He's saying that shit, but man,
I'm gonna bring Vooch back then because Vooch is as a stabilizer to me. Like I know last
The
year,
Celtics will grab the hell out of Vooch.
Man, hell yeah, the Lakers will grab it.
there's a lot of teams that
Let the Lakers.
Vooch is gonna be a hot committee.
A center that's shooting 52%.
Ain't Vooch a USC guy? Didn't he go to USC?
Yeah, he's
Number
number
6
six.
and play
Number 6 in the NBA rebound.
Let the Lakers give.
I mean, you got
Vooch a
what you
contract
got Joel Embiid, you got Joker.
Yeah.
You got. I mean. I don't know. Besides them, I mean, maybe a couple more, but it ain't too many centers better than Vooch in the league right now.
Right, yeah. So he's a high commodity.
Get to YouTube.
So I think the Rose is going to be the one that get traded. Believe it or not, I think they're going to be like, you know what, we better go because he's going to be on his last year. The Rose is probably going to want to go because DeRozan is a closer, and there's a lot of contenders that can use a player who can score and get buckets like DeRozan can. I think he's going to be the one
fact
that's
that he
going.
balled out at the end of his career the way he's been doing for the Bulls, I want to keep.
Well, we'll see how the season ends and figure out.
I mean, we gotta keep him though, man.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe
33 years old.
Maybe,
He's 33 years
But
old.
we see what the team look like when DeRozan don't play.
I mean, yeah. Zach LaVine just ain't close.
LaVine is like in his late 20s. DeRozan's 33.
Yeah.
That's why they would probably let DeRozan go over LaVine.
Yeah.
But look how the modern NBA man, how long he's lasting though now. You gotta look at that too. Like these LeBrons and Melos, these dudes, Melo could still be playing.
But CP3.
If Zach LaVine is not better than DeRozan now, he's not going to get better.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
His decision making,
I agree, but I just feel like if they was gonna trade the guy, they just because of the age difference, they would keep looking.
but that age difference at 33, the most guys are still going at 38, 39.
Actually, I want them to keep both of them, and I want them to find a point guard.
Yep.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
That's what I want.
That would be nice. I just think
Hey
Zach,
man, what the fuck happened with Kemba Walker?
he done.
He done.
He does. Let it go. Let that Kemba Walker go. Let it go.
So Kemba Walker, John Wall.
He was on Dallas.
Let them go. Westbrook I would bring.
Everybody is
But
gone.
let them go. Let John
Maybe
Wall and
Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson, but let the Kemba Walker thing is over.
Yeah,
it's over.
They never really let him play right in there.
I mean, because he can't play. We will be frustrated with Kemba Walker right now because he can't play defense and he too small. We will be so frustrated with Kemba Walker right now. And John Wall can't shoot, and he ain't as fast, as quick, and athletic as he used to be. We will be frustrated with him.
What about D Rose that's on the bench for the Knicks? He ain't doing
D Rose will
shit.
be better than every point guard we got right now.
Okay.
They could have sent Dragic over there for D-Rose.
Yeah,
But they keep claiming Dragic that his late age can't keep going, but I mean, I let his ass out there and go.
We need Javonte Green to come back.
Yeah, what's up with him, man? When the
He had a small meniscus tear. He should be back after the All-Star break.
He do bring energy. I will give you that. He does bring energy.
Demolition
He's
Man.
the biggest energy player.
It'd be 5 of Javonte Greens out there. Stacey King was saying shit.
So we gonna see what the Bulls are gonna do. I mean, maybe they go on a 10-game win streak and make the playoffs and get in the top 16 and shock us. Hopefully that's what we die. Maybe we'll dodge the Celtics in the first round. Maybe we get to the 6th or the 5th seed and play like Miami or some of the first round and get swept. But still, maybe so. We don't know what's gonna happen. This season is so unpredictable, so we will see. You've been watching Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach, along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wiley. Shout out to James. Shout out to Bird. Thanks for coming on the show. We out. Peace.